Right, here's what we've been making today. These beautiful hot cross buns. Let's get cooking. Right, good afternoon and welcome to my kitchen. There's a lot going on here today. We're going to make hot cross buns. I need to get my dry ingredients together. And I need to get my yeast started. So I've got 70 grams of castor sugar here. I'm going to put that into 300 mils of milk, which I'm going to warm up, and then we'll come back. Right, I can put my salt in. It's only a quarter of a teaspoon there, and it's a good idea to put that salt in early and get it distributed throughout the flour. The reason is because if the salt comes in direct contact with the yeast in any large amount, then it'll kill off the yeast, so you've got to be very wary of that. Right, just at the bottom right there you can see my milk, and I'm just going to pour in my yeast now, around about 10 grams. These are 7 gram sachets, so I've got some from one sachet and some from another. We only needed 4 grams on the previous occasion. So we've got that already. We've got the sugar and we've got the yeast and the milk. The other dry ingredients, we need the flour, the salt, we've got cranberries and currants there, and we need an egg and some zest, but I'm going to put in the allspice and the cinnamon first. So there's 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and 2 teaspoons of allspice. Right, now we're going to pop in this zest of 1 orange. Oh, I just love the smell of a freshly zested orange. Beautiful, beautiful. Now let's mix this all through, and then we'll make a well, and we'll add our wet ingredients. Let's start with our milk, sugar and yeast in there, and then we'll go our 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and then we're going to pop in 1 egg, which I'll beat first. Right, now we whisk our egg up. Let's pop it in there, and then with the handle of the spoon, let's start stirring this together. I'll turn this camera off till I've got this all ready, brought together, and then I'll turn it out onto a board and I'll come back then. Right, I've turned this out and now I'm going to give it a quick knead. Right, I've given that a quick knead. Now we're going to put some oil in there. I'll just to stop it from sticking, and then we'll pop our dough in there. Pop a tea towel, not so good looking tea towel. Let's get something a little less motley. Let's pop that over there. Leave it for 45 minutes or until it's doubled, depending on how warm your kitchen is, to make the crosses on the hot cross buns. So in a Pyrex jug, which is easy to pour out of, just 100 ml of water, and then you want 2 teaspoons of icing sugar blended with 70 grams of flour. So I've just mixed that. But what you can do instead, I've got an old mustard bottle here, and I can pour it into here and then use this nozzle to squirt it on. Okay, there we have it, doubled in size. Now we're going to break it up into 12 pieces. That came out quite quickly, didn't it? So let's knock all this air out of it first. Last time I did this, I actually tried to keep it in a circle because that made dividing it a whole lot easier. You can use scales to weigh it, but if you're clever enough, you can do it this way. Cut it into quarters, like this. You only want to use 1/4 at a time. Right, and then you want to take these into thirds. So that's about right. And what you want to do with these is roll them. Sorry, I didn't show you before. Didn't realise that the whole tray was out of shot. But as you can see, we're just going to let these double in size again. They're going to be quite big hot cross buns. Once they've doubled, we're going to put the crosses on them. Alright, come back then. Okay, there's our 12 hot cross buns. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's cover it up. And it should only take about 45 minutes before they're ready for crosses. Well, these have certainly risen, haven't they? They're going to be quite big. Right, let's start putting the crosses on them. So, just gently, don't squeeze too hard, otherwise it will do that. Now the oven should be set to 'So just a thin streak would be enough. So we're going to put this in the oven now. I've got it set at 180 for about 15 minutes. Right, we're going to put some glaze on these now, which is just basically sugar and water. 50 grams of sugar, 50 grams of water while it's still warm. Right, there you have it, lashings of butter. Just pull that apart, Beautiful. Oh my. Beautiful. Right. I will catch you on the next recipe.